Shy Bro, Father James with Father Hank and Kevin Gregus.
What up?
And we have our guest again, John Rahimi, with us because we are in this area of expertise, the changing of the media platforms.
Ooh.
In fact, John was the one that brought this up when we were watching in December. He talked about this live streaming. What are all the live streaming platforms?
You mean like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime,
Peacock
now.
Disney Plus, HBO
Disney
Max.
Plus, yeah.
Oh yeah, Disney. That's what it was. We were watching
Mandalorian.
Yep. Ooh, we should do a podcast on Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, well, Hank didn't watch that with us.
It's okay.
Have you still not watched the third wheel?
I don't have Disney Plus. Also streaming.
So, and I read an interesting. It was like a Barron's article or something, also to corroborate John's idea of how live streaming has changed the movie-going experience, the TV show watching experience, and I think there's some spiritual connections in this. So, all right, first, and did you notice in the Super Bowl commercials too? There were all those like Paramount streaming, streaming commercials.
They have a streaming service now too.
Yep.
It was like in 2000. Remember when there was all those .com Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah.
One Super Bowl. Yeah.
That's the one you came up with.
Right, exactly. So maybe this streaming thing's going to go away.
Nope.
No, you don't think
I
so?
don't know.
I think
I think
You think it's here to stay?
I think they're gonna like somehow bundle it back together like a cable. It's just like they're all going separate, and they're gonna all like be like, oh, well, now you can get all these services together. Okay, that's cable.
Yeah, right.
So
I did see that. Yeah, so like you bundle Amazon Prime, and
right,
Netflix
and Disney Plus goes with Amazon and Hulu. It's like
because how much does Netflix cost a month?
14.
It's 14 now.
And
Yeah.
like how much does a DVD cost now?
Well, okay, a DVD or Blu-ray, it depends what you're buying. Like a Blu-ray is
Like
$23,
yeah.
and then
Okay.
a DVD could be anywhere between 12 and 20.
Okay, so you're paying more for one DVD versus all access to multiple.
Right, and you think like
shows
movie
and
tickets too. If you're going to a movie theaters are they're really expensive if you don't go early on. So paying for movie theater tickets over and over and over again versus just paying for one price per month for a bunch of movies on demand.
Interesting.
Whenever you want it,
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. These are the points about the difference, and then let's go around and say whether you think this is good or bad shift in media.
Yeah.
I read another article that said there's major like from the silent film to the like this
talkies and
this is like we're in a radical it's like a radical paradigm shift here. So
paradigm.
Paradigm shift.
Get ready.
So access versus ownership. So with streaming services, people don't care about owning. It's more about access, having availability to. You don't need the physical possession of a DVD. Okay. Consumption being less communal and more personal. So people will just binge watch shows and movies by themselves. It's not so much about the experience of watching together, right? Like you would get with a DVD or a movie. Obviously watching at home versus going out. Waiting versus instant results. So a movie might not come on Netflix for a couple months, so you wait it out. You don't need to watch it right now. Whereas the DVD is like, I want to watch it right now. Any other? Can you guys think of any other differences with the live streaming? Before we go around and say whether you think this is good or bad. So what do you think? Good or bad? Is this good for society?
I would hate to lose the whole custom of going to the movies as a family, as a date night.
Yeah.
Being able to go out and just
date night. What are you talking about?
Like couples go.
Hello. Yeah.
So streaming.
Other James would go on dates.
Yeah. Are you my friend? Yeah.
So streaming just kind of keeps everything home and isolated. In terms of the thing of like drive-in movies, that was a huge, really cool thing that some places in rural parts still do. I think that's really awesome.
So it could be argued, right, that, and a lot of people will argue this, that it gives you the opportunity to say, without having to spend the money of going to the movie theater on like snacks and tickets and all that jazz, and the hardship of actually getting out there with your friends, just you come over to my house or come over to my apartment and we'll just all, hang around and watch together. So in that sense, I guess there's a good aspect of some kind of community there. Like community is still a part of the streaming culture in a way. Yeah. But I do think the thing that sticks out to me the most is the consumption part, right? Is that how we look at things we're very consumer based, and this only serves to
Speaking of consumption, we have this big candy cauldron
Glorious.
in the rectory, and this is a shout out to Bob, Colleen, and Christopher, who over Christmas
Oh,
gave
yeah.
us.
Oh yeah.
They restocked
It was
for
like
us.
our home. It was like a movie theater house. They gave us the boxes of candy that you get in the
Yeah,
movie theater.
I just ate the Swedish fish the other day watching a movie.
Yeah. John has been consuming pretty consistently that candy cauldron. Popcorn, beer, obviously. So thank you for that, by the way. Okay, so the big thing. Sorry, John, I interrupted that.
No,
that
it's fine,
that
yeah.
fine point of when I humiliated you about your candy consumption.
It's okay. It's Lent now.
Yeah.
I'm still eating
By the way,
candy.
didn't you give up? Didn't you give up podcasting for Lent?
I give up listening to podcasts. It's different.
Not doing,
and it's also
podcasting?
Sunday, so it's
yeah.
fine.
What did you give up for Lent, Kevin?
Candy and
Candy.
social media. John eating all the candy that he's. I'm making
John
it, John.
eating the candy.
But I'll listen to podcasts and tell him about all the ones he's missing.
Exactly.
Okay.
There you go. It's a
So, Kevin, what do you think about this movement?
Yeah, I think it's a consumption thing for me. It's that it was, especially with TV shows. I feel it less with movies, but with TV shows, the ability to just binge them it never really feels good, even though you still do it. And I feel there's like kind of less excitement of kind of all talking about it. I remember when there was. I remember this. I mean, recently with Game of Thrones, like it was something that a lot of people talked about, and it was you like looked forward to it each week, and it was like I was working at the time, so it was like a water cooler conversation sort of thing at work.
Binging removes that all.
And binging kind of removes that altogether. Like now you have,
Really good.
Especially on Netflix, you had them all. They all come out at once. Like House of Cards, you just like all came out at once. Now, Mandalorian was a week by week thing, but
yeah, that's good. So talking about it doesn't
you like
sink
miss,
in.
Yeah, you miss. And there's like the build up to it. You kind of. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't really know.
So okay, this is something that's
We do have to make a spiritual connection at some
I'm
point.
about to.
Okay,
yeah.
beautiful.
Ooh, here, John.
We go.
John.
Here we go.
So,
Yeah.
like I think I said this.
Kiss ass seminary.
Yep.
Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
We were watching. Just an ass. We were watching Lord of the Rings, and as we were watching, some of the people I was watching with kept asking questions constantly throughout the movie, and I was relating this to Kevin, but I was so frustrated that people kept asking questions. One, because it's just annoying, but two, that it's because they kept asking questions that were clearly going to be answered about 3 seconds later, and there was no patience to allow
What's the point of this point?
Just it's coming, it's coming. And so they would we're building to it. I'm presenting an argument.
Wait, John.
Don't worry, we've been on
Where
this
are you going?
podcast long enough.
Yeah.
So
Last time we have John on this.
so they'd ask questions, right? And what I was noticing is there's an inability to allow a story to unfold itself, and there's just this deep impatience with mystery or like suspense. So we see like WandaVision, Mandalorian, they're coming out a week at a time, and people are so impatient. Like I see all these critiques of the show, like, oh, I hate that it takes a week for the next one to come out. I just want it now. I want it now. There's no ability anymore to sit back and allow the mystery to unfold itself before you, and it's almost a grasping of like, I need to have everything now. And so we do this in our spiritual lives too, where we're like, I need to have all of these things now before me, instead of just allowing like my life to progress and to grow and allow the Lord to kind of do his work.
That's interesting because
Get this man a
if
uniform.
you have like an insight from like scripture or mass or something, like you want to sit with it, unpack it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and like wait until something else comes too, to just sit with that one nugget. But on the other side too, I wonder if you can binge an entire show, are you seeing more of the full picture come together right away, and then is that helping our attention span maybe?
I think
So like sit through like a whole novel.
No, because I think you miss all of the because like when you return to a scripture passage, right, you find the new things and the different nuances that are there. When you watch a whole show at once, you miss 90% of like all that little stuff that's in there, all those details that enrich the show and the storytelling, and you're consuming it. So I just want to take it all in, and you don't like when you chow down a cheeseburger as quickly as you can. I got the cheeseburger and I feel satisfied, but I didn't note the flavors. I didn't note that like what's going on in that burger and the craftsmanship that went into it. Unless it's like McDonald's burger, but
Wow.
you know.
And the DVD would allow you to go back and watch
Again,
it
and
again.
maybe you can do that with
Yeah.
streaming too, but like you're not inclined to do so because I've already watched it once and I'm only thinking about consuming, so I'm not thinking about
Gotta
going
get
back
as
and
much
doing
as
it again.
possible.
I'm just trying to consume more and more content.
You kind of get it visually too on the screen, like a check mark
Yep.
or something.
Yeah.
You watched.
Watched.
You watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Why go back to it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, we gonna watch Netflix now? All right. Yeah, Tenet's our next movie. God bless.
Peace.
Later.
Bye.